Hello friends, welcome to today's cooking lesson. Today's recipe is pepper steak. This recipe is a little more harder and more challenging, so please remember our safety tips and have a parent or guardian with you to help. Now, because this is the first lesson in this new unit, I do not expect you to have all of these ingredients right away, but starting today, at the end of each video, I will give next video's recipe and the ingredients necessary so that you have time to go grocery shopping with a parent or guardian. All right, so let's get started. So right now we're just gonna start on the marinade process of the steak to get it all nice and juicy. So for that, we are going to use some rice vinegar, some soy sauce, cornstarch, and pepper. Now, for safety, our recipe today calls for knives, raw meat, and stove use. So please make sure to have a parent or guardian with you to make sure that you are safe. We don't want anyone to get hurt in the kitchen. This is supposed to be fun. All right, so as we begin, I would like to remind you guys that down below in the description is a copy of today's recipe in English and Spanish for those of you at home. If you have access to a printer, if not, that's fine. You can just look at it while we're doing it. So let's get started. So first, for my family, we're going to be doubling the recipe. So it calls for 1 pound of steak, but I doubled it, so it's 2 pounds now. So what you do is you get out a scale, and first you power it on, and then you put the plate on and you zero it out. A parent or guardian can help you with this. Then after zeroing it out, you're going to put the plate of meat on there, and you're going to aim for however many pounds of meat you want. If you're a small family, do 1 pound. If you're a larger family like me, do 2 pounds, and so on and so forth. Your parent or guardian can help you with that too. So after that, you're going to want to take, first of all, wash your hands, get out a cutting board, put some grit down, like this thing that you see, put that down, and then get a cutting board, and then make sure that your parent or guardian can help you with a knife. Now you're going to take your steak, and it looks all big and jumbly, but it unfolds. So this is a whole flank steak, okay? You're just gonna use your hands. And then the recipe calls to slice the meat thinly and cut diagonally across the grain. So not with the grain, across the grain. When you're cutting the meat, make sure that your hands are out of the way. And then also make sure to not really touch a lot of things with your hands after you've been touching the meat. So I got all the meat in there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wash my hands and everything that touched the raw meat with hot water. So I actually don't think that 2 pounds is enough for my family, so I'm just gonna do the rest of the meat that's in the package.
Oh, I just want to know your name. Will you let me be your man? You should know you're beautiful, and I swear the list could go on and on and on and on and on.
Okay, there we go. Now that looks like it's good. Now repeat the process that we just did with the hot water. Now, before we proceed, we're going to grab a cloth or a wipe. We're going to wipe down the area where we were working with our raw meat. This makes sure that there's no raw juices anywhere and that our food is not getting contaminated. Now, here's our meat. We're going to get a gallon size Ziploc bag. And you're going to add these ingredients. Now, because I technically quadrupled my recipe, I need to quadruple this measurement. Now, it calls for, make sure you have your measuring cups, the different kinds. I just have this one. So you need a fourth of a cup of soy sauce. So what's a fourth times 4? So we're going to do 1 cup of soy sauce. And we're going to add it to the Ziploc. We're actually going to add it to the base. Okay. So soy sauce complete. Then you need 1/3 of a cup of water. So you're just gonna go to the sink and measure 1/3 of a cup.
To go out just to know the dark secret to happiness.
1.
Scattered ashes slowly flow. I close my eyes and I ask myself, could I live without
2.
you? I doubt it. I thought 1,000 times, and when I said I do, I
3.
meant it. For 1,000 lies. I don't know about you.
4.
I've been
There's
feeling
your 4
deja
cups of water,
vu.
or 1/3 cups of water.
Tell me what they say is
Now you're going to take 2 tablespoons. So read how this has 1 tablespoon. So you're going to take 2 of those. So because we're quadrupling ours, you need to do 2 times 4, which is how many? 8. So you're going to do 8 tablespoons of rice vinegar. I have never used it.
for your heart to grow, and in a split second it broke. Numb the pain that was running through my veins. Got me to erase all my dirty, dirty ways. Yeah, you helped me face all the things I couldn't face. I close my eyes and ask myself, could I live without you? I doubt it.
There we go. That does not smell pleasant.
When I said I
Okay, now you're going to take 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. So here's another example of a tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon, and you're going to use 4. Because that's effective. What I'm doing is I'm doing that and I'm shaking it off until it's basically
Somehow I know I'm gonna be with you. Somehow I know I'm gonna be with you.
We add 1/8 of a teaspoon. So these are cool because you can just slide it to which measurement you need. And then on the bottom it tells you which measurements they are. So the smallest one on here is 1/8, which is what we need. Again, because of quadrupling it, you need 1/8 times 4, which is half. So if you wanted to, you could just you just move this to 1/2 teaspoon, and there you go. There's your measurement. So we're going to do the same thing as we did with the cornstarch, where we grab it and shake it until it's even. And I'm going to do the 1/2 teaspoon. And I'm going to sprinkle it around evenly so that it gets all over. Okay. So now, you could use your hands or you could use a spoon or whatever. I'm going to use a spoon. And I'm just going to fold it. So, if you look, that's what I want you to do. This vinegar is making my nose itch. After it's pretty low, okay kids, prime example of what we need to be careful of. I just spilled this on my shirt, which means I have raw meat juice on my shirt now. So, I'm going to wash that after I put this in the kitchen. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get some help from my sister with this.
The blue waters you down. I know.
Okay, so now that it's all in there, I'm gonna wipe off the outside because Emma and I got a little all over it. Mostly I did. And then wipe all of this, and then we'll get a second one to wipe it again. Okay, now you're gonna make sure it's all marinated. Okay, and then you're going to cover and seal for 15 minutes at least. My dad recommends overnight, but we don't do that, so we're gonna do 15 minutes. Welcome back, friends. So, in my case, I marinated the steak for about 2 hours, but if you wanted to do the 15 minutes, you can. But now that we're back, we're going to do the rest of the recipe. And also with the pepper steak, we're going to be making some sauteed vegetables and some rice. So yeah, we're going to do a lot right now. So first of all, we're going to have green onions, sweet mini peppers. We're going to use avocado oil or olive oil, whichever one you have. We're going to have ginger. We have a minced paste, but if you buy it in full cloves, just mince it, and then by mincing it, you just cut it really small. And then we also have minced garlic. Again, you can buy garlic by cloves, or you can just buy it in the jar. And then we have our measuring spoons, a cutting board, and a knife. So because we're working with knives again, please make sure you have a parent or guardian. First thing you want to do is you want to make sure that all your produce is rinsed. just run it under cold water and shake it a little bit to make sure that all the dirt from the grocery store is off of it. So the first step is to get 1 tablespoon of olive oil, or in our case avocado oil, and put it in a saute pan over medium-high heat. Okay, and then while that's going, we're going to be cutting the green onions and the peppers. So for the green onions, you want to cut off this little piece right here, and you're just going to cut them into about 1 inch and just go down the whole way. Remember to keep your hands away from the knife. And then as you cut them, just put them in the pan with your olive oil.
Why so serious when I'm rocking? Thinking of you, feeling too. Absolutely embraced. Thinking of you, feeling too. I can spell the whole time being next to you. Being next to you.
Okay, now for the sweet peppers, you're going to want to take 12. Should I just make this whole bag? So we're going to do 12 mini sweet peppers, but in my case I'm going to do all of them because of how big our recipe is. And you're going to want to cut them thinly sliced. So first you're going to cut off the top, and then you're going to scoop out the insides so you don't get the seeds. And then you're just going to cut them thinly. Should I do them? I think that's fine.
You know that 30 years have come and gone since the day that you were born. Might have been something weird. Now it's gone forever here. Yesterday in the future, I saw something in you. Those things that were never there before. Yesterday, I saw it in your eyes.
Okay, now after that, I would recommend washing your hands because they get sticky. Okay, and now in your saute pan, you're going to add, 1 teaspoon is equal to 1 garlic clove. The recipe calls for 4 garlic cloves. So I need a total of 16 garlic cloves, or 16 teaspoons. Because it's looking a little dry, I'm just going to add a little more olive oil. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now, we need to add the ginger. Now the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons, So we need a total of 8 tablespoons. Okay, now when you're stirring, please be careful because olive oil sprays when it gets hot. So you're just gonna stir it. And the recipe calls to saute for 3 minutes. So we're gonna start a timer for 3 minutes, stirring occasionally. And in our case, I added just 2 tablespoons of garlic because that's what we had. But my mom said that it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I'm just gonna put the lid on this. Okay, so for the vegetables that we're doing, we're going to do another skillet. And we're going to do medium heat. And we're going to take our avocado oil, olive oil, add some in there. Then we're going to take our vegetables. In our case, it's Normandy blend. That was a timer for the vegetables, the other vegetables. And we're just going to add some in there. And we're going to take another spoon and just make sure it's all even. And then take the lid for that and cover it. Do a timer for 5 minutes for the vegetables. We're going to do a timer for 10 minutes just to start, not 10 seconds. Okay, and now we're going to check on our other part. Beware, it is going to be hot and it is going to probably spray. Okay, so now that the vegetables are all sauteed, the recipe tells us to put it into a plate. We're going to put it into a bowl. I would recommend a parent or guardian do this for you so you don't burn yourself or spray any of the hot vegetables on you. Okay, so now once those are all in the bowl, we're going to take our steak from the fridge. We're going to get a fork from the one that I used earlier. And you're going to add, I'm wearing an apron for this part because my mom informed me that it will splatter. You don't want Okay, so now we're going to still do the medium-high heat, and we're going to add a tablespoon of olive oil. And then we're going to remove half the steak. And then until we're ready for the rest of it, I would recommend putting it back in the fridge. And what you're going to do with this one is you're going to saute it for 2 to 3 minutes or until brown. So we're gonna put on a timer for 3 minutes. I'm going to put a cover on it for right now. So it's been 3 minutes for the steak. And it's still not brown. So in order to know if meat is good, the whole thing needs to be brown and it needs to start to be, like you can't see any pink or blood color-ish. The only things that are usually okay with that is other kinds of steak and hamburger, but that's what we're aiming for tonight, so no pink. 26 seconds left on the clock. We're gonna go over to check on our vegetables. And our meat is still cooking a little bit. We'll give it a little more time. So again, be careful. And just start stirring it. We're going to give it 10 more minutes. And then we're going to slide over to our meat.
Why so serious when I'm wrong? Thinking of you, feeling too.
Okay, we're gonna give it a little more time just because a couple pieces are still cooking. So we're just gonna flip those over and put them on the bottom. Check out the rest of them. And it's smelling really good, guys. And right now we're gonna leave the lid off just so that I can see when it stops doing.
Let's call it home, the place where we belong. You are free, you are free. You are free, you are free.
So, another way to know if it's ready or not is to take a piece of the meat out and using a different fork than you used to grab the meat out, you take it and you put it on a cutting board and you cut into it. If you see pink, then it's not done and it needs to go back in, which is what we're doing. If there's no pink, then it's ready to go and you can move on to the next step. But again, this is the fork I was using to scoop raw meat. This is the fork I used to test the meat. Do not use the same fork because this has raw meat juice on it and you don't want raw meat juice in your food. That's unhealthy. It's gross. And I just checked on the vegetables, gave it a quick stir. We'll do a little bit longer and then we'll test another piece. But I think we're almost ready. Okay. We're gonna recheck our meat. Grab a different piece than you did last time. And it's good to go. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take that same fork and you're just going to take all the meat out.
A cycle I just can't work out. Thoughts are burning up.
Now what you're going to do is you're going to add the rest of the steak, but leave the marinade and save it. Do not get rid of the marinade because we actually use it later in the recipe. So go back to your raw meat fork, get the rest of it out.
Can't take anymore. It's a song of my life.
Okay, so I transferred the rest of the marinade into this measuring cup because my bag's prone to leak. So I washed my hands and I'm going to get a Clorox wipe to wipe down the area next to my face. This meat is starting, so just flatten it out a little bit so all the meat can cook.
A cycle I just can't work out, but I finally got the feeling that I'm
As you probably heard, the timer for the vegetables went off, so let's go check on that. Smells good. I'm just going to turn down the heat since they're now just getting more brown. And now that we put the second part of our steak in, I'm going to add the rice part of our dish. Our family has a ton of leftover rice, so we're doing leftover rice with this. But if you don't have any leftover rice, then I would just, it says to get quinoa or white rice, and then just follow the directions in the package. Quinoa is really healthy. It's really weird. You have to rinse off the grain before you start to boil it. So just look out for that. And yeah, and then we'll come back when the steak is ready and serve this plate up.
wasted my day, water and plant.
We'll do a little longer.
Now looking to you.
So I did the timer for 5 more minutes because it was so low heat. And we're just letting it breathe a little. We're going to check it one more time. Hopefully this time it's done. And it is! Yay! So now we're gonna do the same thing as we did last time and just take the meat, put it in here. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to take our marinade from earlier. And we're going to pour it into the pan. And we're going to stir it until thick.
I feel the weight of guilt rushing for me.
Okay, so after the marinade is thickened, it's just going to splatter either way. We're going to put the steak and veggies back in. So now that the ingredients are all in the pan again, you're just going to stir it a little bit. Okay. And then what you do is you take your rice, put it on a plate, and then you take the steak and put it on top, and then you take our lovely side vegetable and put it next to it. So that is how you make peppered steak. For next video, we're going to be making turnovers, and for those you need to get one 15-ounce package of unbaked pie crust. You need flour, you need 1 small pear or apple, you need strawberry, cherry, blueberry, or peach pie filling, water, ice cream, or whipped dessert topping, and yeah, that will be for the next video. See you next time, guys.